Kamala Harris moments ago in Battleground, Wisconsin, with the former Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney asking Americans to put patriotism ahead of partisanship.
If people across Wisconsin and our nation are willing to do what Liz is doing.
Do you have fun days anymore? Sometimes. But you have to also remember, like, there is ongoing war in the region, ripping through the region. And beyond the ongoing war ripping through the region, there's an election coming up in 32 days, brother. Of course, I'm going to be, as a political commentator, I'm going to be covering the election. And chat is a bunch of news sickos. That's true. We got a lot of news perverts in the chat, in this goddamn community. Unfortunately, it is the truth. They are perverted in their interest for news coverage.
To stand up for the rule of law, for our democratic ideals, and the Constitution of the United States, then together I know we can chart a new way forward, not as members of any one party.
I hate this so much.
But as Americans.
I hate this shit so much, bro.
All right, they're appearing in a red county, a county that voted by, 25, 26 points for Trump both times. But it is a state, Wisconsin, that Harris has been gaining ground in, according to an updated analysis from the Cook Political Report. In fact, the majority of the 7 must-win states show Vice President Kamala Harris with a slight edge. Now, we had seen that. There'd been sort of a trend back to Trump in some polling, and now back to where that trend had been. I want to bring in Amy Walter, publisher and editor-in-chief of the Cook Political Report, with Amy Walter. So, Amy, let's talk about this new analysis. When you're going through these seven states, everything comes down to these. In almost every case, you show Harris with a slight edge. So, what does her path to victory look like from what you're seeing now?
Yeah, so this is polling that we've done in conjunction with 2 good polling firms, one a Democratic firm, BSG, and another Republican firm, GS Strategy. They went into the field in mid-September looking at what voters are feeling, not just about the head-to-head race, whether they're going to vote for Trump, whether they're going to vote for Harris, but some underlying issues. What are the issues that are motivating these voters? Who do they see as better able to handle those issues? And what we noticed on the head-to-head number...
Hasan, I've been trading the endorsement of the Teamsters and firefighters over the Cheneys as the definition of the Harris campaign is beyond over. I don't really know what the firefighters union's lack of endorsement, where it came from. I don't know. I do know, however, that the firefighters union has been fighting for a contract at Chicago, literally while the DNC was happening. And I think that one thing that could have changed the attitude of the firefighters union across the board nationally would have been I don't know, some kind of show of good faith endorsed by Dick Cheney, enemy to firefighters everywhere. Why do you do cherry picking on Kamala's statements? It's about the whole picture. Everyone has difficult stances, mainly if you're running for POTUS and need huge financial endorsement. Is her or chaos? Yeah, for a lot of people, she is chaos. I don't think you understand that. The continuation of the current order of business is chaotic. So much so that 65% of the voters polled on a New York Times poll from a month prior said that they demand change from the current order of business, and yet only 25% said Kamala Harris represents that change. When I talk about this sort of stuff, I'm not necessarily just talking I'm not talking about just my perspective. My perspective on this is utterly meaningless. I'm putting on my Democratic advisor hat on every now and then to make an argument that is pro-Democratic Party in terms of the electoral calculus. The issue here, however, is that you want me to lie. You want me to turn around and say, no, these decisions that the Democratic Party are making are good when they're objectively bad. That's the issue. I understand how the American voters operate for the most part. I know that it's a sea of contradictions, and the median voters they have a litany of silly attitudes that they desperately grab onto and hope that their candidates will regurgitate. But ultimately, I also understand that they have real material issues, right? Real material issues that the Kamala Harris campaign is not addressing. And if she doesn't address those real material issues, with coherent and clear policy solutions, then she's just not going to motivate enough people to get off the couch and go out and vote for her come November. This is a really hard thing for a lot of liberals who are primed with lesser evil voting to ever address, to ever understand. My job is to do political commentary. Their job is to do political commentary as well, but you're so used to this kind of political commentary that's happening here and here that when someone is doing a different kind of political commentary, you don't go, this is a unique talking point that I hadn't really thought about. This guy has some different considerations I hadn't really considered. Instead of that, you go, why don't you sound exactly like this person? I don't on Portuguese without bipartisan government. I understand your point, but it doesn't help. What, you're Portuguese? Shut your Portuguese ass up. Okay, Americans are speaking. Suck my dick. You will do what we tell you to do, okay? Bitch. Yeah, opinion discarded. It doesn't matter. Donald Trump president, Kamala Harris is president, doesn't matter. It doesn't change the dynamic. You're in the foreign policy blob. You're in the foreign policy bubble. Our relationship with our foreign adversaries and our foreign allies are not going to change. So you don't have to worry about a goddamn thing, okay? Shut the fuck up. We're talking about like actual issues that American people are facing and how Kamala Harris is not addressing that. Why is a dumbass Portuguese chatter coming in here and chirping at me about me saying Americans are experiencing financial hurt and Kamala Harris should perhaps do a better job addressing that? And he's like, you don't understand. As a Portuguese chatter, bipartisanship is important. Kamala Harris is better than chaos. It's like, shut the fuck up. Shut up. I'm sorry. There's no world in which I'm just going to sit here and listen to a Portuguese chirper operate in the same exact capacity as like annoying smug liberals, okay? I'm so glad needing attention is universal. Yeah, I know. I fucked up the accent. I can't even do a good enough goddamn Portuguese accent. That's how little consideration I've given to the nation of Portugal. Caralho. Portugal, caralho. Portuguese libs are so annoying. You have no idea, to be honest. Anyway, most Portuguese here think Trump is better than Kamala because he speaks the truth and he's for the people while she is not. They also just elected a right-wing fascist government. Yeah. Worry about your own damn business, I think. Not true. New York is the Lisbon of America. Yes. What is Portugal? European Brazil?
Numbers. Aaron, there wasn't much movement between August and now. Just very slightly on the edge, a point or two, not even a point or two, just basically a point.
That's not fair because one, American politics is more interesting than any others in the world, and two, it affects us too. Yeah, except, and you're Iraqi, so you know this better than anybody else. Doesn't really change the dynamic for you, does it? Whether it's a blue or a red person pushing the permanent genocide button. Like I said, if you are a foreign adversary, and for the record, I'm not saying it's not interesting. I'm Turkish. I literally was super focused on American politics at an early age for that reason. So I understand that better than anybody else. But I'm not going to sit here and chirp at an independent news commentator because he doesn't resemble MSNBC's attitude and like lies to his audience about how Kamala Harris actually is doing a good job when she's not. And for the record, Kamala Harris's poll numbers actually are the perfect proof of that reality. It's crazy. People are like, Wood, I want you to explain to me why the polls are so close. Okay. But also do it in a way where you still say the Democratic Party is doing an objectively good job if they're not. Well, you can go to MSNBC, CNN, New York Times, or any other place for that.
One way or the other. So the race is pretty steady. Yeah. But underneath it, as you pointed out, there has been some significant shift, specifically in the way that voters now see Harris's ability to handle the issue of inflation. Back in August, Trump had a 6-point advantage with those battleground state voters on that question. Today, they're even on that question. Even on immigration, an issue where Trump still has an advantage, it's now down to 9 points from 14 points earlier in August. And so I think that for Harris, that's some pretty good news here, is that on those issues where Trump's strongest, she's seen some movement. The challenge for Harris, though, still remains that when you look at undecided voters or those people who are softly leaning into maybe a third party candidate, their number one concern is the economy, is inflation, and they do give Trump an advantage on that issue. The reason they're not voting for Donald Trump right now, they really don't like him, the way he behaves, or a lot about him as personal is what's keeping them right now from pulling the lever.
Yeah, it was very interesting. Those who had said, that there are many other Republican candidates who this race might look very different if they were at the top of the ticket. But this is the ticket that the Republicans have. According to your analysis, Amy, you're going through those states and showing Harris with that, slight edge in almost every one of them, except for in Georgia. I was curious about that, looking at your analysis, which had flipped from where the candidates were in May, but he still has that slight advantage. What stands out about Trump?
Yeah. Well, listen, as you know, this is a very, very competitive state that Biden carried by only 11,000 votes last time. And the real key here is going to be turnout among Black voters, and whether what we're seeing in the polls right now, which is that Donald Trump is getting a bigger share of the African-American vote than he did in 2020, whether that's going to be able to hold those voters. Are they going to show up and vote for Donald Trump? Then that makes Harris's path very, very perilous.
All right. Amy, thank you very much.
Fresh off his vice presidential debate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz was in Reading, Pennsylvania, stopping at a Puerto Rican-owned restaurant to boost support among the city's majority Latino population.
This thing's going to come down to our blue wall states, come down to Pennsylvania, might come right through this restaurant.
At the same time, just 4 blocks away, the Trump campaign was holding its own phone bank specifically targeting Latinos in the Lehigh Valley.
¿Por qué está apoyando President Trump?
Primero,
What are the 3 reasons you are supporting President Trump?
3 razones. La familia,
Family,
la vida
life,
y el fin de la guerra.
an end of war.
The dueling out.
Sure, people are stupid. Sure, people are dumb. But can you fault them? Can you? A lot of you will say, oh, I fault them. I fault them for this. I fault her for saying this. I have been telling you that Donald Trump has been trying to, and not even doing a good job with this, but trying to literally present himself not as successfully as he did in 2016, but still trying to present himself as the I am going to bring about peace candidate. Y'all are crazy if you don't think that there's so many dumb out there who legitimately think that Trump is the peace candidate. There are, okay? And you have to understand where this is coming from. It's coming from the fact that the Democrats are not even remotely trying to communicate that they are interested in peace at all. That's it. I keep warning you about this. Trump is noticeably absent from the Israel conversation. Okay? Every now and then he pops off and he'll be like, oh, I want them to finish the war. But most people already, if they like Trump for other reasons, are going to basically make up whatever position they think is good and ascribe it to the particular candidate. Kamala Harris can't really do that for the most part because she's not as charismatic in the eyes of the base. In some ways, it is a rehashing of the 2016 policies here. What makes you think Kamala's going to act any different than Biden with Israel? I don't think that Kamala is going to act any different than Biden with Israel. I mean, it's pretty impossible unless you're Donald Trump to act in the same way as Biden, as Israel. But like the marginal differences in communication will not really change the outcome or the trajectory of the genocide. I never said that Kamala Harris is going to be a peaceful candidate. As a matter of fact, I'm literally saying that she's not. And because she's openly, like, she's not even communicating that she's going to be peaceful, and change trajectory. Many people are like, well, there's wars happening right now. Trump says he's going to solve it. You see what I'm saying? And I have once again been repeating this over and over and over again. I've been telling you for months, Trump in 2016 ran against Hillary Clinton as the peaceful moderate that and presented Hillary Clinton successfully as a warmonger. Hasan, war was her last reason, though. The first reason was family. I don't know about Caucasians, but for Latinos who are probably Catholic Protestant, that means she's homophobic. No, I know. That's why I said Trump offers her like some things that she cares about as a social conservative. If the Democrats don't identify what some of her material problems are and offer solutions to them, then she's going to make up her mind about Trump on the issues of social conservatism. This is a common thing that has happened with the Hispanic voting bloc in the United States of America, specifically in Texas GOP outreach to Latinos. This is something that I have identified and talked about quite extensively for many years at this point, not just this last election cycle. I talked about it earlier today as well. You probably weren't here. Brutambora. Okay. Muslim group Engage Action met with Kamala. Today, Engage Action alongside Muslim and Arab leaders met with VP to underscore the deep pain our communities feel with over-intensifying crisis in Gaza and Lebanon. Engage Action called on Vice President Harris to do everything in her power she should win to end the war and reset the U.S. policy in the region. Engage Action also reiterated the organization of the Muslim community's disappointment with the handling of the crisis that has endangered the well-being of our communities. Okay, but she didn't say anything about that in the meeting, so who gives a Engage Action's meeting with Vice President Harris is the latest step in assuring the Muslim community that the organization is committed to leveraging its endorsement of Vice President Harris to advocate on behalf of our community. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, but I'm going to tell you something right now, okay? She did not change her policy even a little bit. She didn't say anything. Why do you think Trump will do better? Have any proof of it? Are you stupid? What have I said Trump will do better on? I don't think Trump will do better on anything, dumbass. What? Oh, you can't do that. No, that's a double bait. We're not doing that. We literally banned two-parters, okay? That's hacky shit, okay? Take a day off. At the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break. If you no longer want to, like, it's not even associated, like, with the first term that he said. Like, he just hit a piss you off a little too hard. Chat forgot because you have such short-term memories that you forgot how shitty it was when everyone was trying to debate me with two-parters, man. Stop. Don't do this. Don't celebrate the shitty two-parter. Unless you wanted to come back. Alondra Pendeja, thank you for the 5 gifted. Irish Reese, thank you for the 5 gifted. Here's the 3-minute ad break now.
Outreach, just the latest sign both campaigns understand the importance of Latino voters in the Keystone State. In 2020, President Joe Biden beat former President Donald Trump in Pennsylvania by about 80,000 votes. But with this race still extremely tight, the estimated 615,000 eligible Latino voters here could easily help decide the November outcome. While recent national polls show Harris doing better than Biden was with Latino voters, they also show Trump outperforming past Republicans among this group, which in recent elections has solidly backed Democrats. At a Harris campaign event this week in Allentown, another deeply Latino city, there were plenty of voters excited about the vice president. This man told me he feels Harris represents hope and will help.
You should learn to respect other countries' opinions. That's why Trump is so popular in the USA. Learn from Europe. What? First of all, I don't even respect my own country's opinions, okay? Why the f would I respect your country's opinions? This is the Portuguese guy, by the way. You don't know what financial hurdle is, not even close, lol W. Do you have a source on Bibi's popularity? Discuting abortion in 2024, lol W. Republicans are desperate. You can smell their fear. They have nothing against Kamala. It's GG. All right, I'm going to ban this guy. He's not being entertaining. You got to work on your Portuguese accent? No, I don't. Because I will never mention Portugal again for at least a couple months. So I don't have to.
Small businesses. But there were warning signs too.
Vas a votar, ¿no?
Sí.
No vas a quedar en tu casa. You're not going to stay home. You're going to vote.
No, jamás. Voy a votar. Pero al día de hoy no he tomado una decisión por cuál de los dos voy a votar.
Today you have not made a decision on who you're going to vote for.
I think we have too many people that are kind of like on shaky waters. They don't know where they stand.
To energize this community in Pennsylvania, the Harris campaign is turning to volunteers like Yamelisa Taveras. The campaign featuring the Allentown small business owner and mom in a new ad focused on healthcare this week.
I believe we have a great shot with Harris Walls. However, the campaign can do more. There's still so many people on the fence. And having those conversations and knowing that there truly are a lot of people that can benefit from so much more information.
For their part, the Trump campaign is turning to men like Daniel Campo. The Venezuelan-born pilot recently spoke at a Trump rally in northeastern Pennsylvania. But Campo said his biggest challenge when canvassing Latino neighborhoods are people who feel the former president is prejudiced against Latinos.
How do you convince them to vote for him?
So are you going to invite him to your wedding? Are you going to invite him to your birthday party or your kid's birthday party?
Bro, it's so funny to be a Venezuelan guy who's like in the tank for Trump while Trump is like, Venezuelans are raping your daughters. Not this one. But even if he was, then it's all right because he's with me. Like that there. Come on, man. Come on, man.
You have somebody that did the job and did a good job and you're hiring him again for that job. You're not inviting him to your wedding.
Danny Freeman, CNN, Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Joining us now is Abel Maldonado, a Republican former lieutenant governor of California, and Ana Navarro, a Republican strategist voting for Kamala Harris. And I mean,
wow, so 2 Republicans. That's crazy. Is there like, I don't know, a young Latino voter who is further to the left of the Democratic Party? There's plenty of them out there. There's a reason why they're trying to activate Bernie in Arizona. Okay. Why do you think they're sending Bernie's ass to Nevada and Arizona? Why? I wonder why. These are the reasons why I get very mad at mainstream media and the Democratic Party, because they obviously know how certain things work. There's a reason why they send him to Texas. They send him to Arizona. They send him to Nevada, because they know that there are progressive Latino voters out there hoping that Bernie can, you know, urge them to go out and vote for the Democratic Party. That's why they're doing it. Bernie and other progressive Democrats clear the Sun Belt Latino constituencies, okay? Bernardo Sanders. I mean, straight up. Bernie was massively influential in the young Latino voting bloc. Massively. So what's up?
you heard what in Danny's piece, the last voter said he's voting.
Not with Cubans. We're talking about Democratic Party outreach for Latinos. We're not talking about Cubans. What made you think that Cubans are a part of this conversation? They live in Florida, okay? We know what they believe. We know what they're voting for. That is completely outside of this conversation, brother. Okay?
For President Trump, and he said his pitch to other
2024 election, Bush surrogates versus Trump. True.
Voters is, you know, you're not inviting him to your kid's birthday party. It's similar to an argument of, you know, we're not asking him to be the pastor in chief. He's the president. What do you make of that argument?
Well, I translate that to he's a jerk. But look past the fact that he is a jerk. You wouldn't invite him to your wedding because you don't like him. You don't have to like him. We used to like our presidential candidates. It was, you know, there used to be a test. Somebody you'd like to have a beer with. Well, Trump doesn't drink, so that's a problem right there. But look, I think what you are seeing with Latinos, Anderson, is, and I'm sure I'll be.
Austin, where the are you, bro? Just come here if you're gonna watch from upstairs in your room. Like, what the f***'s wrong? Just get down here, bro. That's crazy. He's in the chat throwing up question marks and shit. I'm like, bro, just, you can be a part of the broadcast. You're in my house right now. I'm hearing myself in his phone, like on his phone. I can hear myself. That's crazy, bro. What's wrong with you? Okay, here, you're back. I put the...
I was just getting, you know, doing some work.
Yeah, okay. Doing work is in trying to put together a goddamn podcast, which seemingly we can never have.
I don't know what's going on. I have no idea.
Can we just put it on the record that I, despite like having the most stream hours on the podcast, am the most like amicable in terms of like timing? Can we just
hold on?
Can we just like openly state that?
Hold on. unless it's between the hours of 11 and 6.
No, that's not true. First of all, I stream
Or
from
Sunday.
I stream from 11 to 8 usually.
Okay,
but
11. Okay, fine.
but
11 to
pound for pound, if we're talking about hours streamed,
okay, well,
monthly for how much I'm willing to shave
all
off
right,
of that.
Okay, now let's put it up against airline miles.
Okay, yeah. I mean, ain't nobody asked you to fly in.
That's true.
You just get
That's
a house.
why I never use it as a crutch. That's why I said on the record, if we have to do a Sunday night, I'm going to go back to the airport and I'm going to fly home.
The Fear and TikTok comments were thanking you for being a bottom ally, Hassan. Yeah,
No, they weren't.
I'm a bottoms
Pussy
right.
Angel. That was you.
I'm
It
a
was-
bottoms
it
right
was-
advocate.
It
Everybody
was
knows it.
one comment.
I'm a bottoms right advocate. Bros bragging when the studio's one room over crazy. Fight back Austin. Dude,
Thank you.
I just because I hate this talking
Thank
point
you
so
so
much. I'm gonna convert that back into a bedroom, and I'm gonna have a no gays allowed policy in my house. Like
I will go to a studio.
Yeah, I'll go to a studio.
I'll go to a studio.
I'm so
Bro, I've got
so annoyed.
I've got over 100 nights at the SLS, and they'd love to have me back.
Yeah, they would, but you don't love to pay it.
Yeah, I don't love to pay it. Of course not.
Lately, he's been staying a lot more.
I've been staying a lot more.
Murat noticed, and Murat was like, "Why is Austin staying at your house more frequently nowadays?" And I was like,
Because
"Because
I
it's
save
expensive."
$500 a night.
He doesn't want to spend money.
Yeah, I'm trying to cut back. I did buy a new car though.
Oh yeah,
I bought a new car that is faster than Hassan's. It's electric.
No, it's not faster.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is.
It's the same car.
No, it's not. Yours goes 0 to 60 in like 3.7 seconds. Mine is 0 to 60. Look up the Audi RS.
Dude, it's literally the same platform.
No,
What are you talking
Audi
about?
RS GT e-tron 2024 0 to 60.
Okay, so Austin got this expensive ass car.
Okay, yeah, but I got a good deal on it. Okay.
Okay, he got this expensive ass electric vehicle.
Yo, come on now. I didn't pay that much for it. Okay, for the record.
Which is hilarious.
I did not pay that much. I got an insane deal.
Because
okay,
what's really funny about it is, first of all, I love this car. I think it's a beautiful car.
I didn't pay 104. I did not pay that much. My lease deal was the same as.
But what's really funny about it is, with boost engaged. Okay, view disclaimer. Acceleration achieved an S driving program under certain limited conditions, including but not limited to battery temperature and state of charge. Your results will vary.
Okay, let's see your car. 0 to 60.
Yeah, Taycan is literally a more expensive e-tron GT. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but no, folks.
It's the same platform. What are you talking about?
Look up your 0 to 60
Lamborghini Urus.
But you had a different year.
Porsche Cayenne.
Yours is old.
Lamborghini Urus, Porsche Cayenne, and the Audi platform are literally identical.
Okay, hold
it's
on.
the same
Can
parts.
I tell you something? I talked to the Audi guy and I said, hey, I've got an X5M comp. By the way, I still have my X5M. Okay. Still kept it. All right. So
he literally went and got an electric vehicle because he knew my car would cook his.
I'm gonna bring it down.
My
here.
car would cook his Beamer, so he went and got an EV.
So I got the X5. So you know, he told me. I said my buddy's got a Porsche Taycan.
Yeah, it's the exact same car. The chassis and the drive system is all the same.
Listen. So my buddy's got a Porsche Taycan, and he thinks he can beat the X5M. And he said he would beat you up to like 100 miles an hour, and then I'd take over.
Wait, what?
He said he would beat me. You'd beat me off the line, but on any long race, I would beat you.
Yeah, no, that's
on a drag
that was
race.
the argument. The argument is literally 0 to 60. You're God. Like in a drag race, you're cooked.
Okay, well maybe
that was my argument.
But after a certain speed.
Yeah.
Okay.
It says Taycan is. I have the Taycan 4S first of all. And let's see what the Taycan 4S 0 to 60 is.
Let's see. I think my new one's faster.
Maybe.
Well, you got to look up the year. 4S is the slowest Taycan. 3.8.
Okay.
What'd I tell you?
Okay, no, the new e-tron GT might actually be
would cook your Taycan. It wouldn't even be close. I would cook.
All electric cars have a 0 to 60. Everything else they blow.
Yeah.
I'm not even in disagreement with that. I just thought it was funny that he thought that he could get his ICE engine to beat me, and now he is. Now he went and he got an EV so he could try and beat me now.
But Chad, for the record, I was presented with a deal, and the lease payment for this car that I got was the same as a car $100,000 less. Don't ask me how. Don't ask me why. I knew a guy, and that was the deal. So I said, absolutely yes, I will get the car. So that's what I did. Yes, I leased it.
Yeah,
Didn't you
zero to,
lease
zero to
yours?
60 is 3.5. Yeah, I leased it.
Yeah, he leased his too. I bet my lease payment. Well, anyway.
Yeah,
I don't want you to cancel again for your lease payment.
Yeah, yours has more horsepower, boost and gauge 637. Mine is only 536.
Do you like that one? Do you want to? I'll let you drive it when I bring it down.
I'm good.
You good? If you
I might actually swap out the Taycan when the lease is up for a Macan, an EV Macan.
Okay.
Because it's a little bit bigger.
I test drove some Toyotas, but they didn't lease as well.
See, there it is. Discover the Macan.
Damn. Wait, that's
the
pretty
Macan
nice.
Electric.
That's pretty nice.
It's not.
Yeah, it's pretty. Oh, 0 to 5.4 seconds. My BMW, they would cook that one. That's for sure.
Yeah, probably.
You don't need speed though. You don't even use. That's what I noticed. I don't even use the speed.
Kind of ugly.
I took the car out to floor it a few times, like to put the pedal to the floor, and I got dizzy. I think I gave myself a concussion.
Yeah, EVs. If you're not used to it, will cook you.
Yeah, so I started to get a headache and dizzy.
Bro, you make too much money to drive a Macan. My broadcast was looking at buying one. Yeah, I mean, I want an EV. I want the EV to look nice. That's it. Like, and this doesn't really look that nice. So, why not Lambo Urus? I don't like the Urus. If I were to get I would rather get a Cayenne.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just happy to be saving the environment.
You're not. That's not how this works.
That's what I bought an EV
get a
for.
GT3 RS, you puss. Okay, well, that is sick, but. Bro, you're having a child we don't know about? She's right there. My child is right behind me. You can't see her because Austin is in front of her, but
hey.
How about the Toyota Mirai? No, I'm not going to get a hydrogen car, dude. Are you insane?
Dude, I felt so bad. I went to Toyota and the sales guy was like 75 years old.
Get a Spectre. This shit is so wild.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. Rolls Royce.
Wait, is this an EV? Oh, it is. Rolls Royce is making an EV?
Huh.
That's weird.
That's pretty nice.
It's also not even a 4-door, it's a 2-door.
Huh. So I went to Toyota, right? The sales guy was 75 years old. And I was like, oh man, how long you been in the car industry for? And he's like, 6 months. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, I tried to retire and I couldn't retire. And I was like, oh my God, that's so sad. I didn't say that out loud, but I was like, Jesus, that sucks. Anyway, I didn't know what to do. So I felt bad immediately. I was like, damn, I have to buy this car now.
Yeah, I'm not getting a Cadillac Celestiq. Wait, why?
I felt guilty. So
That's
I sat
insane.
there and I finally was like, sir, I don't think I'm going to buy this car. And I don't know. I stood there. I don't know. I felt so bad. So I didn't buy it. But it took me a minute to tell him. And he's like, yo, would you just do me a favor and just sit here? Because my boss wants to make it seem like I'm upselling you on stuff. So just sit here. So I did that. I did
this
him a
is the one
favor.
I want. Except the problem is, I think it's like $500,000. The
Come
Ford
on.
F100 Illuminator is so sick.
Come on.
Oh God, I love this thing so much.
Oh wait, that is so sexy.
I gotta hit up Sean Fain. If you have a knack for mechanics and $3,900 to spare, you can buy the Illuminator motor to electrify your own vintage ride. But if you want a reproduction retro aesthetic with an electric heat, heart fresh off the production line, you'll just have to keep wishing and hoping. For now, they don't even have it.
I'd put an engine in there.
Yo, I gotta hit up Sean to be like, yo, Sean, hook this shit up, dog. Come on.
Is that an AI?
No. This is a real concept car that they made to sell the motor. The Illuminator motor.
Oh, so it actually works?
Not the motor, the battery.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trump's live streaming something right now. He's doing his town hall.
I don't really care. The Gateway Bronco fucks too, but it's also
I'm just
firing.
a chatter at the end of the day.
The Gateway Bronco is like, the Resto Mod Broncos are the most insane ones. Like, I love these things. I might actually get one of these.
A Bronco?
The problem with this is a Bronco Resto Mod that is restored to be an electric vehicle. There's much more affordable
Starting
versions.
at 465,000.
Bronco Resto Mods are crazy. They're $250 minimum.
Damn.
But the problem with that is that apparently these cars,
it's like a house.
I think getting an EV that is like this expensive is silly, because like EVs are basically useless in like 2 cycles.
You could start your own company and build your own car you could build your own car like that for cheaper.
I was gonna get a square body Resto Mod, but the range was like 80 miles. Jesus Christ.
You could hire a big team of designers to copy that
stop.
look.
Stop sending me the same, dude. I know these things. I've covered these things on the stream so much. Everyone is literally, anytime we start talking about cars, chat sends the same 5 cars that I also have brought up.
Hasan, some of us have jobs, okay, and we're not in here all the time.
Well, you're not one of the some of us. So what the fuck are you talking about? You're
am
both in here all the time and don't have a
okay,
job.
I just want to make a point here. The ridiculousness of what I said is just about you being a representative for bottoms. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Okay. So me saying I represent the working class is just as ridiculous as saying you're a bottoms rights activist.
Okay.
Both are ridiculous.
That's not true anymore. The new CATL EV batteries give you 15-year warranty and will replace your battery for free if it drops below 85% capacity during that time. So their resale value is going to go way up. Is this the Chinese batteries or some shit? Is that what you're talking about? Or is this across the board? Anyway, let's keep going.
I would say this to you because in both our families, there is friction and there is division as to Trump and Harris. Latinos are all over the place when it comes to issues. And when we say you cannot paint the Latino vote with one broad stroke, that's absolutely true. There are progressive Latinos, there are conservative Latinos, there are Latinos who are pro-choice, there are Latinos who are pro-life. I have found there is one thing that all Latinos want. They want to be seen, they want to be heard, they want to be acknowledged, they want to be sitting at the table, they want to be reached out to, they want to be part of the conversation. They want folks to come out and earn their support and their vote.
Lieutenant Governor, what do you make of the argument that that man was, the pitch he was making to other voters to vote for Trump, which is, well, maybe he's not the guy you want to invite to your children's party, or, I mean, that's not a great argument, is it?
Well, I mean, like Ana just stated, what she feels that Latinos want. Latinos also want to be able to feed their family. They want to be able to make their home payment, their rent. They want to be able to pay for their insurance.
What's really annoying about this is that, like, Republicans should never get away with saying this because it's not like they address those problems. They at least recognize it exists and then talk about the solutions to those problems. The solutions are wrong. Their solutions are tax cuts for the wealthy, as though that's somehow going to fix the problem itself. It is very annoying that Republicans like completely dominate the conversation.
For their vehicles, and times have been tough. And Anderson, I think Latinos, for the first time in their history, they're going to be able to vote, and they've seen both economies. They've lived under the Trump economy, and they've lived under the Kamala Harris economy. And for them, it's become an easy vote from the standpoint of, you know what? I lived better under Donald J. Trump. So I could afford, and at the end of the week, I had a little extra money to take my family to get an ice cream on Saturday or even maybe a dinner, which Latinos like to do. And I think this is boiling down to all economics. And then you add the border. The border has been wide open lately. We know that. And people want to be safe. Latinos want to be safe. When they put that deadbolt at home at night, they want to be safe at home. So that's the allure that they have. And I really believe, and when I see these numbers.
Oh, my God.
What's going to happen?
Trump backed Senate candidate goes to great lengths to die CNN reporter. It's crazy that she's just like their main commentator is just in Tel Aviv now. Like she's only doing the news from Tel Aviv. What the f***'s going on, bro? What did you guys shutter the New York office? Like what's happening?
Wait, Trump's advantage on inflation and immigration is slipping, huh?
Don't act like you weren't texting me fiercely
I'm
worried
still
about Kamala Harris's chances.
I didn't sleep that night.
Kamala Harris's chances being cooked.
With the Senate is absolutely crucial, right? Whether you're going to have a single party rule or not.
Bro, she's still there. Bro, even CNN is like moving the offices to Tel Aviv. They're like, f it. We've left America behind, dude. Yep, she's still there. Hey, my boy's on. Instead, let's see what he has to say.
Knows that
Friend of
Trump
the
has said all
show.
these horrible things about him. They all know it. Okay, and then they all see this today. So they understand this is political expediency at some level. Does it matter? I mean, is this going to work for Trump or is it too little too late?
Well, Aaron, if flip-flopping or changing positions were a disqualifying factor for candidates, we'd have no one to serve in Congress and no one to run for president or vice president. So let's be clear about that. This is just one example of political expediency all over the board. But it unfolds in the context of a crisis post-hurricane where genuinely Governor Kemp needs help and empathy and understanding from national leaders, including former President Trump. And so those comments, I think, in that context were real. But let's not kid ourselves. Vice President Harris has flip-flop on a bunch of important stuff. Most of them do. And it's just what they do. They're politicians.
Well, okay, I think we can all acknowledge that. But of course, when it's about a person and
Dude,
it's
this is
personal, people.
Bro, this seems like a plus 10 wisdom necklace. Like you put this on to open up new spells that you couldn't cast beforehand.
She does look like she's like one of those when you call a toll-free number.
What the is that?
This could actually be bad for Trump. That it could hurt him to now have been so friendly to Kemp. How come? Why would that be?
Well, first of all, let me just say there's no both sidesing this issue. I'm sorry. There is no one that flip-flops on a personal level like Donald Trump. He is saying these great things about Governor Kemp today.
Yeah, I don't really care about Governor Kemp and Trump's relationship, to be honest. The 5 is back. I mean, I have it right here. The problem is, like, Jessica Tarkov is not on it. And if Jessica Tarkov is not on it, like, my heart's not in it. You know what I mean? I cried 4 nights in a row because I was scared my jalapeno poppers were about to be more expensive. Me too. Our queen, Jessica Tarkov, is not there.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jesse Waters, along with Judge Janine Pirro, Harold Ford Jr., Kaylee McEnany, and Greg Gutfeld. It's 5 o'clock in New York City, and this is The 5.
Okay, I'm sorry, but that's insane. They literally swapped out the blonde woman for another blonde woman. Okay, I'm not wrong, right? Like it's not the same woman. This is a different blonde woman of the same variety. What a crazy thing that they do over there. It's like, what are they doing? It's so strange.
You win some, you lose some. Kamala Harris getting humiliated again by a powerful labor union while getting bailed out by another. Harris just lost the coveted endorsement of the International Association of Firefighters 2 weeks after the Teamsters snub. Both have a long history of backing Democratic presidential candidates, including Joe Biden in 2020. Neither will be endorsing a candidate this cycle. But Donald Trump is eating into the party's historic advantage with rank-and-file members. And Crazy Joe Scarborough is telling Kamala to look at the bright side.
Not good news for the Harris campaign. It could have been much worse. They could have done what the Teamsters have done in the past and endorse a Republican president, but they did not do that yesterday.
At least Kamala can breathe a sigh of relief on that crippling port strike for now. Dock workers are back on the job after 3 days of walking the picket line. And Kamala celebrated with some of her classic word salad. Listen.
They did good. They did good. And I say everywhere I go, look, collective bargaining benefits everybody. So
That's not a thing you've ever said. I've never heard you say that. No, Joe Biden, I have heard say that. Okay, you're just, first of all, that's not a word salad, by the way. This, Jesse Waters is an idiot. Okay, maybe her dad said it before, but I don't think I've ever heard her say it. It's unique for any American politician to say collective bargaining, unless they're like literally like Bernie Sanders or some shit. But to me, this also shows that she is at least optically very pro-labor and has been. Very rarely do politicians ever bring up collective bargaining, but it's a good thing that they do. I don't know what he means when he says word salad, by the way. This is correct.
So collective bargaining, it's just a basic logical point. So here's what it means. It means that in any negotiation, you want the outcome to be fair, right? We all want fairness, right?
Wait, what is the word salad? She's just describing collective bargaining. I don't understand. Okay, this part I disagree with on the Fox and 5. They've fallen off. They've fallen off the map, dude. They've fallen off the map big time. I mean, she's not concise, but it's not a word salad. Yeah, but also I think describing to Americans what collective bargaining is good. A couple things that you could say, for example, in the workplace is divided workplaces without union representation have to beg for their contracts at the individual level, but united, they get to bargain as fair partners. This is one way that you can describe it, in a clear and concise manner. Just saying. They would still probably call it word salad because they're stupid, but.
And as the working men bail on Harris, she can find some comfort that she's got the support of the billionaire singer who pretends to be a working man.
Who's that?
Donald Trump is the most dangerous candidate for president in.
Wait, I'm confused. They hate Bruce Springsteen now? What the? I don't think it works that way, dog. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm pretty sure most Fox News watchers like Bruce Springsteen more than they like Jesse Waters.
my lifetime. Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are committed to a vision of this country that respects and includes everyone. And they want to grow our economy in a way that benefits all, not just a few like me.
Harold Ford Jr., how significant is the latest union no-no?
So I know she wanted that endorsement, and because it's one the Democrats have had.
I don't really care about their. I can't stand him. It's not Jessica. It's not. I need my lib to be Jessica. If my lib on that panel is not Jessica, I'm out. The moment I see him, I'm like, ugh, I don't want to watch this. He sucks. He's always like, he's like also not even like fake liberal. He can't even do the liberal shit.